Alright, so I was going through this K93, was going to do a brush change on it. After I got that end cap popped off, the brush is out, and the armature's cleaned on it. As you'll see here, the armatures are in really rough shape on both motors. So it doesn't really pay to put brushes on those, so what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to tear the motors out and get 2 new ones put in. So seeing as I'm going to do that, I'll shoot a video on how to unwire the machine, tear the motors out, get the motors back in, and rewire it. Alright, so we'll go through the process of tearing this apart. You want to cut your zip ties off on both sides. This one's got a couple of them on. Take this wire nut off. Take the blue ones off also. Go through, take the screw out that holds the ground wires in. Loosen these switches up, 9/16 wrench. These switches then should just pull out. Take all the screws out that hold the wires in. Being careful not to drop these screws into the motor pan, because it is kind of tough to get them out if you do that. This screw that holds these 2 on the side, normally it's a blue wire that runs to this outlet. This one looks like it's been worked on previously. It's a different color, so the red one, you can leave these 2 on, as that will just slide off. I'll show you here in a second. Take that front one off. And this will just slide off that outlet. That'll come out like that. So outlet will just pop out. Then this crossover wire, I don't know, some dish soap works really good as a lubricant. Just kind of move each side up, pull right out. Then normally you got to use a heat gun to heat this grommet up. This grommet's in pretty rough shape, so this is just, will pull right out. Then the 4 motor stops. Alright, that's how you unwire this side. I'll flip it over. There's a couple different ways you can get these motors out. One way, just kind of take your hands. Sometimes they'll just pop right out, push them through. They don't always come out that easy, so if they don't, sometimes you might have to take a vice grips, put a vice grips on that hex nut, and then use a screwdriver to pry them out if that's the case. Both those seem to pop out pretty easy. Once again, there's the armatures. You can kind of see how they're shot all the way around. They got those wide gaps in between the panels, and they're both just junk. now that we got the motors out, one thing you want to do is inspect your gaskets. Make sure they're not hard and crumbling or folding down. If they look like they're not holding the motor very well, then you're going to want to rip those out and get some new gaskets in there. These ones look to be in good shape yet. And then we're going to put 2 new motors in here. If you got your motors, you're going to want to duct tape the wires to hold them in spot. So I always do 2 layers of duct tape. First one just kind of on the side like that. We'll kind of crease that down. Take our wires. This first layer of duct tape just kind of keeps the wires off this little crease in the pan here from rubbing. Second piece will hold the wires in place. The same with the other one. Alright, we'll get these motors back in. The dish soap again will go around the gasket, go around the top of the gasket and the side. That should lubricate them up to get those motors to go in. These motors will go in with the brush side down. If the top is 12 o'clock, bottom is 6, you're going to want to put them at about 2 o'clock. You want the wires in between these 2 motor stops. You'll have to watch out for that motor stop on this side. So, like I said, about 1, 2 o'clock is where you want them. Get one side started. And just kind of go right around. Same with the other side. This will be the same way. You got your cord hole right here, so you want your wires just to the left side of that. So same thing, about 1 o'clock again. Alright, now we got our motors in. Go through, we'll put our jumper wire back through. I'll slide that through so it's in about 2, maybe 3 inches. And take our blue wire nuts, wire nut these together. It doesn't matter which wire goes to which one. Get those nice and tight. Alright. Come back to this side. And actually, you're going to want to get these motor stops in right away too. One step I kind of forgot. So we'll get those in. Alright. We'll get our power cord, we'll get that in right away. Like I said, this grommet's pretty much shot on this one. Normally you'd have to take a heat gun, heat that up to get it popped back in. This one will probably just pop in though. Alright. Alright, we'll have to add a ring terminal to one of these wires. I always go with the shorter one of the two. Get that connected on. Alright, then we'll take that switch with the two wires, connect it. That short wire with the ring terminal will go to the front side of that switch. I can go through the right side switch hole. Take our outlet. The white wire and ground wire will be on the back side. This gold terminal will be facing you when you pop it in. Then this red wire, like I said, most of them it's a blue wire. This one happened to be a red. That'll pop onto that gold terminal of the switch. Take our other switch. The black wire from this crossover wire here will go to the front of that switch. And then this red little jumper wire off your right switch will go with the black from the power cord. Those will connect together to the side terminal of this left switch. And that will go up, pop through that hole. Tighten those back down. That'll leave us with the white from the crossover, the white from the outlet, your other black motor wire, and the white from the power cord. All four of those will get wire nutted together with a yellow wire nut. Usually grab the three smaller wires first, then the larger one from the power cord. Give that a tug, make sure it holds. The last thing will be the ground wires. Alright, then the last thing, if these wires are longer, you want to zip tie those together. Those ones are short enough, they're not going to get sucked into there. This right side, you're definitely going to want to put a zip tie or two on, depending on how the wire's set. Actually, get those zip tied tight. Get that off. Alright, test this one out real quick. Alright, that's basically all it is for wiring it up. The last thing would be to get your double end cap on. That'll be held on with 6 screws. And then your other 2 end caps will go on the other side, another 6 screws that hold it on. That's basically all it is.